Wise for a lot of our teams in Central South Dakota, especially a team that went to the Dakota Dome last year, these very same Sully Buttes Chargers. 6-0, and they are number 1 in Region 9B. Glad to have you, as we mentioned. Brian Oakland with you. Sully's been ranked number 1 most of the season. They've got some new people that have picked up the slack left by seniors from last year, to say the least, but they still have a lot of obviously people who are back and filling some holes and still filling the same roles that they were last year, especially in the running game and some in the receiving core as well. But a new quarterback, but a very good and athletic quarterback in Nick Whitler that's been doing a lot of great things all season long, kind of leading the way for the Sully Buttes Chargers. They had a big homecoming win over North Border last week, 24-14, one of their toughest tests to date, other than maybe that Warner game, which was a very high-scoring offensive game. A lot of defense last week. North Border brought the house on a lot of occasions, and Sully Buttes withstood the charge. They beat them 24-14. Two good tests to close the season, both tonight against Langford, next week at Faulkton area. Sully Buttes, if they get these 2 victories to close out the season, starting with tonight, I think they've got a pretty good possibility for number 1 seed overall, which means home field advantage throughout the playoffs and maybe another return trip to the Dakota Dome. But that's a long ways down the road. It starts with a win here tonight is what they're trying to get against the Langford Lions. In fact, Sully Buttes has 7 of 8 of their opponents that have a good chance by the end of next week to have finished 4-4 or better. That is strength of schedule right there. Also in their Region 9-1 of Region 1 of Class 9B, the Langford area Lions. Like we said, always a great group of athletes and a great, very good, well-coached team with the veteran Paul Rosh running the show, but a young lineup this year. A lot of sophomores on this team, and we'll give you those when we get to the starting lineups here tonight. They are 4-3. They've got 4 wins over teams with losing records. They have 3 losses to teams with pretty good winning records. Langford area, though, they did win their last 2 games at home, both over Northwestern, and then last week over Hitchcock-Tulare, a final score of 33-8. They're finishing their regular season tonight. They have not had a bye week. That'll be next week, and obviously tonight, probably their toughest test of the season in Sully Buttes. Langford area is currently 4th in the seedings of the region. They're hoping to avoid Sully Buttes, who is the odds-on favorite to remain at number 1 for a first-round playoff matchup. So Langford area would love to finish the season with an upset win here tonight. As we mentioned, both teams are in Region 1 of Class 9B. Sully Buttes leads the way with their 6-0 mark. Faulkton area, next week's opponent for the Chargers, is 6-1. Third seed right now is Sunshine Bible Academy, 4-2, and I think they had a winnable game this afternoon at Crazy Horse as well. Langford area, the 4 seed at 4-3, followed by Hitchcock-Tulare, who is 3-4. They'll be closing their regular season tonight with a winnable game, and a couple of winless teams, Iroquois and Northwestern, are 6th and 7th in the region. Among other games in this region, featuring the region teams, has Sully Buttes hosting Langford area. Hitchcock-Tulare, as we said, at Northwestern, 2 teams in the region, and Hitchcock-Tulare trying to pull at 500 to close out the season, looking for a potential playoff berth, even if they have to go at large to another region. Sunshine Bible Academy was at Crazy Horse this afternoon. Iroquois hosting Teospa-Zena. Faulkton area is idle tonight as they get an extra week to prepare for Sully Buttes next week. So that's what it looks like around the region. And as we get set for the second to last week of the high school football regular season. We'll take another 1-minute break. We'll come back, talk keys to success, and how we expect this game to go for both teams in our Boyd-Consemius Agency, Keys to Success. Coming up next, this is high school football on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Good luck, Chargers, from Oahe Grain Corporation in Oneida, your local independently owned and operated grain elevator. At home or in the field, find all the market information you need online at oahegraincorp.com. You can even get bid information by text. Oahe Grain, bringing the world's markets to local farmers with updates every day. For all your grain marketing needs, call Tim or Allen at Oahe Grain in Oneida today, 1-800-658-3654.
The Corner in Oneida is a proud supporter of Sully Buttes athletics and youth activities. Stop by the Corner on your way out to support the Chargers for all of your C-store needs. Fuel, hot stuffed pizza, roaster chicken, and daily lunch specials. Plus snacks, beverages, and everybody's favorite, warm cookies. The crew at the Corner is proud of the hard work and determination our kids show in all of their school activities and wish them good luck in today's performance. From the Corner in Oneida.
Back in Oneida, home finale for the Sully Buttes Chargers. We talked about it being senior night, so it's a big night for the seniors who have both last year and this year gone through, at least so far this year, have gone through a couple of regular seasons unbeaten. Sully Buttes, the only loss last year came in the Dakota Dome to Coleman Egan, but Coleman Egan a couple of losses this year. There are some other very good teams, and maybe given an opportunity, we can take a closer look at the playoff picture in Class 9B a little bit later on. But again, the first things first, nobody needs to get ahead of themselves. And right now, the Chargers just worried about the Langford Lions. If we had had an opportunity to talk with head coach Mark Seffner, I'm sure that's exactly what he would point out when we talk about keys to success, which in our pregame show come to us courtesy of the Boyd Consemius Agency and Pier. Before we get further into keys to success, we'll remind you that while you are on your way to or from the games, it's the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety saying it's always a good idea to plan a designated driver. Please avoid a kiss with death. Plan a designated driver and buckle up every trip, every time from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. So keys to success for the Chargers, they have a game that they'll be favored in. Langford area has been very good in recent years. They had a Dakota Dome loss just a couple of years ago. They lost some pretty key players also from that squad from last year. And, Langford's one of these teams, like Sully Buttes, who does well in football. They do well in basketball. They do well on the track. They're just loaded with athletes. So as young as they are, they're going to be still kind of a formidable opponent for the Sully Buttes Chargers tonight. Chargers need to come out on a cool night, obviously. It's been a little bit damp. It's going to be cold. I don't know how much of the passing game is going to be needed for the Chargers tonight, but if that happens to be the case, you're looking at a brisk breeze out of the northwest. You're looking at those cold conditions. It makes it a little bit difficult to catch that hard football on nights like this, as most people haven't been used to weather like this, even though it's been chilly the last couple of weeks. But this might be maybe the coldest night depending on where you're at. So the passing game could be a problem for both teams. Maybe especially a team that might be trailing in this game, if that happens to be Langford area with their young lineup. Can they make plays through the passing game? They do have a pretty good throwing quarterback in Colin Fry. The Chargers on defense going to have to contend with him. I'm sure just fill their holes. The Chargers have been playing for the last few weeks without their big man in the middle, Jet Lamb, big junior, who is still nursing an injury. Probably could play tonight, but the Chargers need him a little bit more for a big game to close out the season next weekend, and also especially for that playoff push. So they will continue to rest Jet Lamb tonight on both the offense and defensive sides of the football. But the Chargers have other capable linemen who will be looking to open holes for that running game. They've got a big running back in Morris Hofer, another one in Mackenzie Weinheimer, have been running well this year. But it has been Nick Whitler, I think, running that quarterback position, who's really been the big key. And you talk about having people fill holes vacated by graduating seniors. Whitler, who is a stud receiver and a sophomore last year, comes in, plays that quarterback position as well as Coach Seffner and crew and the Sully Buttes fans could have ever hoped for. He's been outstanding, ran for 270 yards in addition to what he put up through the air last week against North Border. So I think offensively, those are some of the biggest keys and things that the Chargers will need to make happen tonight. Keys to success in the Boyd Consemius Agency, American Family Insurance. If we can speculate on what Paul Rosh and company are going to try to do from the Langford area side, and again, with their young lineup, sometimes young players just don't know how good they're supposed to be, and that makes them a little bit dangerous because they can come out and just make plays and they'll keep it fun and just try to throw a monkey wrench here into the Sully Buttes plans. And one thing Langford area has, as we mentioned, this is their final ball game of the regular season, and if Langford area wants to go out, if they feel like they're in danger maybe of missing the playoffs with a loss tonight, they're going to be coming out here and giving it everything they have against the favored Chargers here in Oneida. So that could make Langford area again a pretty dangerous team. But of course, Langford area going to have to try to find a way to open holes against a bigger, quicker Sully Buttes front line, and try to get some of their young guys and speedy guys open in space. I was just watching their quarterback, though, Colin Fry, throwing some footballs in pregame warm-ups, and You may see him throwing the football on several occasions tonight, but again, that might be if the wind and the weather conditions allow, as you don't know what you're going to get on cool October nights like this. But both teams have to prepare for things like this because it's only going to stay cool and damp and maybe quite cold. It could be even icy in the next few weeks as both teams try to make a late postseason push. Those are keys to success from the Boyd Consemius Agency and American Family Insurance in Pierre. We've got your starting lineups coming up. We'll give them to you in 1 minute after we hear from Boyd Consemius and from Teton River Traders Gun Shop. In 1 minute, coming back with more from the pregame show, Sully Buttes in Langford area on KGFX.
Being a small farmer has never been tougher. Dan Webmuller is a farmer and an American Family Insurance customer.
So it's good that American Family Insurance covers just what I need, because our dream is to become a century farm. A farm that's been in our family 100 years, and pass this life on to the next generation.
American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Contact the Boyd Consemius Agency, Inc. in Pierre and Phillip.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
The key to a successful hunt begins at Teton River Traders Gun Shop in Fort Pierre. They carry a large variety of reloading equipment, cleaning supplies, and firearms accessories. They also sell and deliver Liberty gun safes. See Teton River Traders Gun Shop for all your gunsmithing needs, including custom-built firearms. Stop in today. Teton River Traders Gun Shop, located west of Highway 1434 in Fort Pierre.
Mackenzie Weinheimer. Jack Mercer.
Back in Oneida as we continue our pregame show. You just heard from Teton River Traders Gun Shop, and they sponsor the naming, the starting lineups in our broadcast. And the starters coming your way for the home team, the Sully Buttes Chargers, look like this. We've talked about a few of these guys. Nick Whitler is the junior 165-pound quarterback. Behind him in the backfield is Morris Hope for the 200-pound senior, and Mackenzie Weinheimer, a senior at 185. Out wide is Sebastian Frost, the wide receiver, a 160-pound senior, and these guys playing on senior night. Jack Darling is a 160-pound junior. He starts at center in place of the 270-pound junior, Jet Lamb. So obviously the little guys in the middle for Sully Buttes going to be responsible for opening holes. Also the guards with that responsibility, Jack Mercer, a senior at 185, and Jesse Shaw, the freshman, at 190 pounds. Big tight ends include Cameron Ogle, 215 pounds. He's a senior, and Grant Johnson, the 180-pound junior, who is a good pass catcher as well. That's the offense. On defense, the nose tackle is Jesse Shaw. The defensive ends are Mackenzie Weinheimer and Jack Mercer. Linebackers include Morris Hofer and Braden Perry, who is a senior at 160 pounds, starting on defense. Cameron Ogle is the middle linebacker as well. The defensive backfield on the corners have Grant Johnson and Sebastian Frost, and Nick Whitler is the free safety. The Teton River Traders starters for Sully Buttes, who are head coached by Mark Seffner, assisted by Tom Moore, Brian White, and Ben Minahan. Your starting lineups for the visiting team tonight, the Langford Lions, look like this. Colin Fry is their sophomore quarterback. He comes in at 160 pounds. Big fullback behind him, Hayden Reince, a 195-pound sophomore, leading the way for Logan Block, who's a senior at 160. On the outside will be the flanker Xander Widener, who is a 150-pound sophomore. Bryce Peterson, another sophomore at 220, will man the line in the middle. At the center spot, Tim Wicca is a 235-pound junior on the guard spot. Also Noah Allen, a 220-pound senior. The ends are Zach Joller, a 185-pound senior, and Connor Smith, a 160-pound sophomore on offense for Langford area. Noah Allen is in the middle of the D-line. At the nose tackle, you've got Hayden Reince and Zach Joller, the defensive ends. Linebackers are Connor Smith and Cooper Smith, who is a 170-pound sophomore, starting on defense. The defensive backfield, Colin Fry and Xander Widener on the corners, with Logan Block at one safety, and Ben Gustafson, a 155-pound freshman, the other safety for the Langford area Lions. And their head coach, Paul Roche, assisted by Dave Carson, Michael Alberts, and Pat Saylor. Starting lineups from Teton River Traders Gun Shop in Fort Pierre. The other starting lineup for tonight is the naming of tonight's game officials. Our game officials are brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office.
Tim Pringle and Steve Schoenhardt.
And we're waiting for the naming of those. Actually, all I had was the Casey Hutmaker crew, but our PA announcer Lee Kinney just gave those to us as well. They're sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's office. We break for 2 minutes. We kick this one off. Sully Buttes and Langford area coming up on KGFX.
Every day, you share personal information about yourself with others. You may write a check, charge fuel, rent a car, mail your tax returns, schedule a doctor's appointment, or post something on social media. Each transaction may share some sort of personal information, such as bank and credit card account numbers, social security number, name, address, or phone number. There are unscrupulous individuals, identity thieves, targeting these routine transactions, trying to gain your information to commit fraud. If you think somebody has stolen your identity, contact Consumer Protection at 1-800-300-1986.
Crop One Insurance of Oneida wants to remind you that the closing date to insure winter wheat is September 30th. Lauren Hansen of Crop One Insurance has over 22 years of experience in crop insurance and agriculture finance services. Crop One offers whole farm, multi-peril, hail, and PRF insurance. Located at 118 South Main Street in Oneida. Give Lauren Hansen a call at 605-280-7727 for an appointment or more information. Crop One Insurance. With experience you can trust. At Barber Farm Service and Barber Chemicals in Oneida, they know farmers don't all have the same game plan. That's why they give farmers options, from what brand of seed they want to use to what features they want on their grain trailer. Barber Chemicals also provides custom spraying of ag chemicals and fertilizers, finding the best solution for your fields. Team up with the best. Barber Farm Service and Barber Chemicals in Oneida, a proud sponsor of Sully Butte Sports. Call 258-2708 or come see them under the Big Blue Water Tower south of Oneida.
Virtually anything in your house or building that can run on electricity can run on propane. However, a propane-fueled home is less costly to operate than an electric home. Studies have shown that propane is cheaper, warmer, cleaner, safer, and more dependable than electric. Contact Stewart & Daughters in Oneida at 258-2647 today to learn more about the benefits of propane. Stewart & Daughters, a proud sponsor of high school sports and the Sully Buttes Chargers.
Need help in your grain risk management? How about getting better prices than the local grain prices? Look no farther than Fearless Grain Marketing. Contact Jeremy Frost today at 605-295-3100. Fearless Grain Marketing. Helping producers make sales that make sense while buying fear and selling greed. Fearless Grain Marketing. Helping farmers connect directly with end users to make better, higher price sales with offices at 2000 South 4th Street in Oneida and Brown Commodities in Gettysburg.
With convenient mobile text banking from Sunrise Bank, it's easier than ever to manage your money right where you are. Using just your message feature on your mobile phone, you can quickly check your account balances and review your transaction history. See how easy it is to keep up with your finances on the go. Sunrise Bank Dakota is a proud sponsor of Sully Buttes athletics and activities and wish the Chargers good luck in today's competition. Sunrise Bank Dakota in Oneida, member FDIC.
Welcome to Lynn's Dakota Mart. Check out their selection in the meat, produce, and deli department, as well as the rest of the store. The freshest and best quality in the area. Don't see what you need? Just ask. Their friendly staff is more than happy to help in any way possible. For any gathering, large or small, Lynn's Dakota Mart is there for you. Special orders and requests, too. Smart grocery shopping takes a little TLC. Lynn's Dakota Mart. Thrifty, local, and convenient.
Welcome back to Oneida again as our pregame continues. They will enact the coin toss at the middle of the field. Langford area down in front of us here in Oneida. Sully Buttes, as usual, is across the way. On the far side, Sully Buttes will be in home purple on purple. Langford area is in road white with maroon pants, maroon numbers, and helmets, and gold trim as well. Of course, the Chargers have their customary gold helmets and light gold trim with their purple uniforms as well. Cold night, fans are going to be shivering, and as we mentioned before, we do have our video stream up and running. It is live from YouTube.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at KGFX AM, and you'll be able to see and hear this game. We're getting some pretty good participation in our YouTube channel. Very good to see tonight. Cold night, the flag to the west has a little bit of a motion from north to south, so that that cold front that came in here in the last couple of days is rearing its ugly head. Langford area wins the toss. They'll defer. and they will kick off to start our festivities here tonight. With Primetime Paul back in studio, I'm Brian Oakland. You're listening to Regional High School Football on 1060 AM and 107.1 FM. KGFX, Pier Fort Pier. We're a member of the Dakota Radio Group. We're online at drgnews.com once again as well, in addition to our live stream. One of 5 games in the Dakota Radio Group tonight, as we've got other games happening. 94.5 KPLO. Miller Highmore Herald is entertaining Parkston tonight as Miller Highmore Herald tries to get things in gear for their playoff push as well. That's kicking off here at 7 o'clock. Pier Governors are back home on River 92.7 as they entertain Mitchell with for the number 1 ranked Pier Governors. So we've got 2 number 1 teams on Dakota Radio Group stations tonight. In addition to Pier, you've got right here where we're at in Sully Butte's the 9B number 1 team. Up north, Potter County is further up north at Selby as Harriet Selby hosts them on KMLO and on KOLY FM. Mobridge Pollock is playing host to Sisseton. Colin Fry kicks off and a squibber to the near side and a nice job of hustle by the Chargers to go get there and pick it up. Tristan Ogle will cover it up, and the Chargers will have 1st and 10 as they'll move from our left to right and from east to west. The wind, again, for the most part, will be blowing across the field, in this case from the Chargers right to left and from the Langford Lions left to right. So we are underway. Brian Oakland, glad to be with you here once again. First trip up here to Oneida, hopefully the first of many, because we certainly will cover this team as far as they go once we get into the postseason. Nick Whitler is the quarterback. He'll come out in shotgun formation, sends a man in motion. Morris Hofer, high snap, but Whitler hauls it in, but that does kind of cause a little bit of a problem in getting anything going offensively, but Whitler makes a minimal gain out of that. Chargers, by the way, did start 1st and 10 ahead of their 35 at about the 36, and now at the 37-yard line as the game just got underway. Langford area, we went up there last year, and well, the Lions really got out and running. In fact, they had a 28-14 lead at one point in the first half, and then the Chargers just went nuts on the ground, especially in that second half. Here comes Morris Hofer up the gut, up the near seam, and following his blockers, and Hofer makes a sizable gain up across the 40. It looks like close to the 44, and a gain of 7. So a yard for Whitler, and we'll call it 6 here to the 43 for Morris Hofer. 3rd down and 3. Close to midfield. Chargers already in a position maybe where you'd maybe expect them to go for it on 4th down, but still on their own side of the 50-yard line. I formation behind him. Weinheimer will lead the way for Hofer, who has running room to the 50, bounces out to the Langford 45 and the 40, and trying to run over a tackler. Finally gets wrestled down inside the Langford area 35-yard line. Out on the far side, that's a big one here for Sully Butte, so we'll move the chains into Lion territory. And they'll set it up at the 33-yard line. And of 24 here for Morris Hofer, 30 yards on his first 2 carries of the night. So good start here on 3 plays for the Chargers. Chargers have done a great job all season in establishing the tempo and had good field position throughout. A lot of blowout wins. Here's a floater out to the flat, and a pass is caught by Hofer, and he'll turn it up the near hash mark inside the 30 to the 25. Gang tackled by 2 Langford Lions. Well executed play. They get Hofer in space. And the spot of the football down to the 22-yard line. That's a pickup of 11 on the first pass attempt of the night, which Whitler completes to Hofer. Hofer kind of a do-everything back. Obviously has run the football, ran it very well last year. And the Chargers getting more of that this year. Another quick hitter. This time it's out to, I believe it's Grant Johnson on the near side. Inside the 15, tackled down inside the 10-yard line. And that is Xander Widener in on the stop. On our video, you can see that as much as we can give you here to our right side, but 2 for 2 in the passing game now for Nick Whitler with 9:41 and the clock counting down inside the red zone to the 7-yard line. Another 15-yard pickup here through the air for the Chargers. First down, goal to go. Whitler stays in the gun, looking to the right, rolling or to the left, rolling out in that direction. Now it's a race to the pylon. Got a nice block out there on the far side, and Whitler is in for 6. Touchdown Chargers as the Langford Lion, who got taken out of the play, it looks like by Tristan Ogle, who sprang Whitler to the pylon. That particular defender slow in getting up, but he's up now, and Whitler runs it in from 7 yards out. So the Chargers will strike first after Langford area deferred after winning the opening toss. They kick to the Chargers. The Chargers go 6th place, and they get into the end zone with the first 6 of the game. Wideouts both sides. Hofer coming right to left, and it'll be a read option up the gut for 2 is Mackenzie Weinheimer and Sully Buttes with 9:21 left to play here in our opening quarter. Take the first lead of the game. It's Sully Buttes 8, Langford area nothing. We'll have a Charger kick when we come back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Regional High School Football on KGFS.
Data limits and slow speeds holding your home and devices back from their potential? Venture Communications is ready to help make your smart home with their extreme Wi-Fi coverage. No data limits for all of your smart home needs, including camera systems, remote thermostat controls, and streaming needs. Free email address too. Equipment provided and maintained by Venture Communications for worry-free Wi-Fi. To get extreme Wi-Fi coverage, whether you venture in or around your home, contact Venture Communications 852-2224 or online at www.venturecom.net.
Good start for the Sully Buttes Chargers. 6 plays, going 64 yards, taking that opening kick, and a 7-yard touchdown run by Nick Whitler, and a 2-point conversion run by Mackenzie Weinheimer put the Chargers on top 8-0. Opening drive of the game covering 2 minutes and 39 seconds, 9:21 to go here in our first quarter. Chargers will kick from left to right, and Langford area has one player back deep inside his own 15-yard line. And hard to see the number on that. Here's a squibber by the Chargers, and it looks like they've run it down and covered it up. I don't know if that was by design or not, but Jack Darling will run it down, and the Chargers here on the near side are going to get a second straight offensive possession. And it certainly looked like a squib. I don't know if the Chargers expected to be running this down right here on the near side, but it couldn't have turned out any better for Sully Buttes. They've got another possession well into Langford territory. They'll start it at the 39-yard line, so already leading 8-0. The Chargers will try to add to that here. Whitler out in the pistol here to start on 1st and 10. Ball's on the near hash mark. 2 wideouts to this side. One going the other way. Here's Hofer, who cuts out to the left side after getting through the first grouping on the line of scrimmage inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. And it looks like they'll spot him right at the 34. 5-yard pickup here for Morris Hofer. Well, I'll tell you what, the battle in the trenches, the tail of the tape, if you will, is decidedly in Langford area's favor. They've got 3 200-pounders across that front line. Chargers, especially without Jet Lamb, have a couple of, well, they've got 3 160 to 190-pounders. But they're doing a good job here in the early going. 2nd and 5, Whitler out of the gun will hand off, and Langford sniffs this one out. Nice job I believe, by Hayden Reintz, the linebacker. And Weinheimer gets a yard at best. They'll put it to the 33-yard line, 3rd down and 4. Weinheimer's first carry of the game outside of a 2-point conversion, which he finished off on that first possession. 8:10, clock is running here in the first quarter. Wideouts go both ways for the Chargers, left and right. Ball's nearer to the far hash mark. Whitler hands off this time. Weinheimer with a good head of steam up the middle. And that is Cooper Smith, the 170-pound sophomore, in on the stop. About 4 Oh, well, I guess we'll have to call it 3 for Weinheimer. It was 3rd and 4. It'll be now 4th down and 1. Just inside the 30-yard line for Sully Buttes. So 4-down territory, no doubt about it, for the Chargers. The officials are converging around the football, and they are asking for the chains to come out from the near side. We'll see if they'll be able to stretch this one out. Looks like it might be a little bit short if the down marker was accurate, but here comes Casey Hutmaker's crew. They'll stretch it out. He will be about a foot short. So Chargers most definitely will go for it here from the Langford, just inside their 30-yard line. Chargers lead 8-0. They got an onside kick after the opening touchdown of the game, and here they are, second possession, trying to add to that 8-0 game lead without the Lions having an offensive possession as of yet. So we'll see if the Chargers can muscle up. Whitler still comes out in the shotgun here on 4th and inches. And he keeps it himself, goes left, cuts up. He's got the first down, tries to stiff arm, but a nice open field tackle here from the Lions, Logan Block, 160-pound senior. Block, when the Lions are on offense, will be their featured tailback. But again, we haven't seen the Lions on offense as of yet. To the 27 goes Nick Whitler. He'll pick up 3 yards. That's a first down for Sully Buttes. And the Chargers have a fresh set of downs to try to keep this first quarter threat moving here on senior night. 7:20 and the clock is running. Grant Johnson comes out wide to the right side, to our near side from the far hash mark. Whitler takes that shotgun snap. Play action. Looking out to the left side, he rolls to his right, scrambling now, throws downfield, and the ball is caught by Morris Hofer at the 5, and he walks into the end zone for another Sully Buttes touchdown. Whitler sold that as a run after he started scrambling. Morris Hofer got in behind the defense. The defensive backs, the linebackers came up to play the ball carrier, but without crossing the line of scrimmage. Just a nice little soft toss by Nick Whitler, who hooks up with Morris Hofer from 27 yards out, and the Sully Buttes Chargers take a 14-0 lead here with 7:03 left in the first quarter. So a tough break here for Langford area, especially without having an offensive possession. They're down 14, and pending a 2-point conversion here as the Chargers break the huddle. They'll have to hustle. It seemed like they took a while in that huddle. Whitler in the gun. Takes the snap, will throw it out on the flat. Pass is caught by Weinheimer, who collects it and turns upfield and is in and across the goal line for his second 2-point conversion. So the Chargers go up 16-0 with 7:03 left to play in the first quarter. We'll see how they kick off on this next one after a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Regional High School Football on KGFX.
Everyone at Wilbur Ellis hopes that producers are looking forward to winter wheat seeding. If you're ready for pre-plant burn down or starter fertilizer for your wheat, contact Wilbur Ellis in Blunt, Highmore, or Miller. Delivery is available. Ask about fall prepay on fertilizer and seed with financing available. Wilbur Ellis specializes in soil sampling and can help you take advantage of variable rate seed and fertilizer with Ag Verdict. Wilbur Ellis, ideas to grow with. A proud sponsor of local high school sports.
Back in Oneida, Sully Buttes scored on a 6-play, 64-yard drive on their first possession. They got a 7-yard touchdown run from Nick Whitler, tacked on a 2-point conversion and a squib kick that might have been miskicked on the ensuing kickoff. Sully Buttes was able to recover it. It turned into an onside, and they go 5 plays, 39 yards on their second possession. And this one ends up taking 2 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock. 27-yard touchdown pass from Nick Whitler to Morris Hofer, and another pass to Mackenzie Weinheimer to tack on 2. There's a squib kick that they were trying the last time. Lions will cover it up and take a knee from there. So Langford area finally will have their first offensive possession. Kick by Grant Johnson. Ben Gustafson of the Langford Lions to cover it up. So we'll see what the Lions can do on offense. Their first crack at it, but they trail 16. It's a nothing. They'll start on their own 31-yard line. 7:02 left here in the first quarter. Obviously, as we say, a good start for the Chargers. We'll see if this offensive line of the Lions can open things up against a good, athletic, very talented defensive front. Here's a handoff to the fullback, Hayden Reintz. He's a load at 195 pounds, but tackled low by Braden Perry. Nice stop, only a gain of a yard at, well, maybe a yard and a half at best here. We'll spot it just ahead of the 33. In fact, I'll go so far as to give him 2 for Hayden Reintz. And the Lions, 2nd down and 8, 6:35 to go. Get some scores passed along from other games, at least on the Dakota Radio Group, and anything else we can find throughout the night. Colin Fry, the quarterback, wants to throw on 2nd down. Logan Block has the grab here on the near side. Good for a 1st down. And Sebastian Frost and Cameron Ogle in the area to bring him down up across the 40-yard line. Spotted at the 43. That's a gain of 10 yards. And I'll tell you what, I think, again, watching Colin Fry throw the football in pregame warm-ups, kid's got an arm. And he played a patient pass on this one, sat in the pocket and got good protection. 1st down Lions on their 2nd play of their 1st possession, but they trail 16-0. It'd be a very good idea if they can get something back on this one. Fries on a quarterback keeper sweep around the right side to the far side of the field. Turned the corner, followed his blockers. He's got good yardage up to the midfield stripe. Jack Mercer will bring him down after a gain of about 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Fry's first rushing attempt. And again, you go back 2 plays when that pass was completed. There was good protection, and I think that's going to be key for the Lions to protect their quarterback. They've got a bigger front line than Sully Buttes on the defensive side of the football. So if they can protect, maybe they can make plays. Here comes Logan Block as he turns the corner left side. And that offensive line does a nice job again into Sully Buttes territory. Block will pick up 7 to the Charger 43. So 2 plays from 143 to the 50 to the other 43, and Logan Block's first carry of the night moves the chains in the Lions' favor. 5:20 to go, first quarter. 16-0 Chargers. Langford area's first possession of the night. They've got him in the I formation. They'll keep it with a fullback, Hayden Reintz, who's trying to push with his leg drive. Nice push from the Chargers. Cameron Ogle with the first stop. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten, well, about a half a yard. It looks like 2nd and 10, though, still at the 43. And that's something that seems to me we may see quite a bit tonight, just trying to establish the run for the Lions here if they can get their any kind of push at all. Open any holes, whatever the case, but tough to do that on a consistent basis. One wide out, Xander Widener comes to the near side. That's the short side of the field. Fry goes play action in the shotgun, rolling out to the right side, but he can't get away from the Charger defense. Sully Buttes, he has Mackenzie Weinheimer running down the quarterback, a sack for a loss, and a big one at that, all the way back to about the Langford area, 49-yard line.
Brings up 3rd and 17.
Lions will lose about 7 on this one. And they'll have quite a ways to pick up here. 3rd and 17, they say, back at midfield. So big play for the Charger defense. And again, Fry, who can throw the football, but you've got to have time. You can't be running for your life if you're a Langford area quarterback. Now on the far hash mark, obvious passing situation, deep drop out of the shotgun. Fry wants to throw long, has a man out here, but as he cut in front of it, Xander Widener is looking at that official on the near side perhaps, or maybe he's just looking at his offensive coordinator. Widener unable to haul that one in. Right at about the line to gain, which would have been the Sully Buttes 33-yard line. So it's 4th and long for the Lions back to the 49-yard line. First incomplete pass from either quarterback in 4 tries tonight. Colin Fry, the quarterback, is also the punter. And he's a place kicker, too, but he'll kick from his right to left from the far hash. High snap, but he hauls it in, and he kicks this one into the back of the offensive line. And now he tries to throw it. He actually completed a pass, so I think the question of curiosity is, who did that football hit? He hit it right into the back. If that hit a Sully Buttes Charger, then Langford picks it up, and Langford's going to retain a possession. But very interesting decision here by Fry to throw the football. He actually completed a pass. Langford kept it moving. And are we switching personnel here, or does Langford get to keep the football? Did that ball hit a Sully Buttes Charger? That's a good point. All right. In either case, they did not get to the line to gain, so it is a punt for negative yardage, as it turns out, or a net negative. And Sully Buttes will have it 1st and 10 inside their own 30. Let's call it the 29-yard line of the Langford Lions. Flat pass out here. Hofer on the near side. Got a little room to run. And he slips one tackle of Logan Block. He will be taken out by Widener, I believe, or Cooper Smith.
Taken out of bounds by Smith.
And a good gain on 1st down here for the Chargers once again. They'll get it to the 20-yard line. 3:14. Clock stopped as it went out of bounds, but little 9-yard hookup. Nick Whitler to Morris Hofer, who catches his 3rd pass of the night. I forgot to write down his 27-yard touchdown. 47 yards already for the featured running back. Catching passes out of the backfield. 2nd and 1, Sully Buttes. Whitler will send a man in motion. Play action to him. Slant pass, and coming in from the outside through the hands of the intended receiver, Grant Johnson. And that'll be Nick Whitler's 1st incomplete pass of the night. Stops the clock, but it'll be 3rd down and 1. It was a pretty good play call in 2nd and 1. Whitler might have led Johnson a little too far, but Grant Johnson will tell you he should have caught that ball. Last football game for Sully Buttes that we covered here on KGFX was the 9B championship in the Dakota Dome last year. Grant Johnson, as a sophomore, caught 7 passes in that game, had an outstanding showing. 3rd and 1, Whitler keeps it himself, breaks the tackle, and he is up through the line of scrimmage. An easy walk in for Nick Whitler from 20 yards out. And Whitler scores his 2nd rushing touchdown, his 3rd overall. Chargers with their 3rd score here in the 1st quarter. 3:04 left, and it's 22-0. The Charger conversion, 2-point conversion, is pending. So Sully Buttes is off and running, to say the least. Right side of the offensive line opened up a huge hole. And Whitler broke a 1st penetration tackle by the Lions, and he walked it in from there. 20 yards for the score. Here's a little pitch to the man in motion, and around the left side, conversion is good. Garrett Peterson, the 150-pound sophomore, scores a 2-point conversion. So 3 for 3 for the Chargers, 3 for 3 touchdowns on possessions, and 3 for 3 in 2-point conversions. Your updated score: Chargers 24, Langford area nothing, just outside of 3 minutes still to play here in our 1st quarter. A 30-second break. We're back with more regional high school football on 1060 KGFX.
Good luck, Chargers, for Milwaukee Grain Corporation in Oneida, your local independently owned and operated grain elevator. At home or in the field, find all the market information you need online at OahiGrainCorp.com. You can even get bid information by text. Oahi Grain, bringing the world's markets to local farmers with updates every day. For all your grain marketing needs, call Tim or Allen at Oahi Grain in Oneida today. 1-800-658-3654.
Chargers continue here in the opening, the early going 1st quarter. It's already 24-0 Sully Buttes. So looking back to last year's game where the Chargers ran off 66 points, most of those in the 2nd half. They had a school record in rushing offense last year, 1 year ago this weekend, but well, there's no coming from behind so far tonight. The top-ranked Chargers Lead Langford area. Grant Johnson will angle his kick to the left side, but it'll go out of bounds over on the Chargers sideline. So Langford area will get 1st and 10, decent field position, as they will go on offense for the second time, or are they going to force a re-kick here? It looks like they're going to bring everybody back, and Chargers will have to go 5 yards back and re-kick. So in that regard, the first penalty of the night. That'll be marked against Sully Buttes in this case. Johnson will kick from the 35 instead of the 40-yard line. 3 plays, 29 yards on that last Charger possession. 16 seconds is all it took off the clock. And again, 3 for 3 in the 2-point conversions to a 24-0 lead. Grant Johnson will try it again. Squibs it on the ground. And Langford area picks it up, and a little bounce out here to the left side, near side. Nice run back. And this is Ben Gustafson, 155-pound freshman, giving the Lions pretty decent field position. 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. 2:59 left in the first quarter. Lions picked up 2 first downs on their previous possession, but a Charger sack got them in a 3rd and long situation, and then a punt that was a line drive into the back of the players on the line of scrimmage, and it just turned into a negative play. So the Lions will try again. Roll out. Colin Fry has his man. It's the fullback. Hayden Reintz into Charger territory, upended by Grant Johnson inside the Sully Buttes 45. Reintz falls forward all the way to the 41-yard line. Good gain to move the chains on 1st down by the Lions. 11 yards on that hookup. Hayden Reintz's first grab of the night. And the Lions will try to keep this momentum going. Lions just looking to make a little bit of a statement and show that they can play a little offense. Logan Block starts left after taking the handoff this time, but he went back to the right immediately. Didn't like what he saw as the Chargers had plugged any holes on the left side of the offensive line. Charger right side of their D line. No gain for Block. Chargers run him down. Clock runs in the first, 2:15 to play. 24-0. Sully Buttes. Chargers have a big one at Faulkton next week. Faulkton just 1 loss on the season. They're taking the night off, the weekend off. Both teams will end the regular season next week. Shotgun snap. Fry keeps it on the sweep to the near left side, but he's got nowhere to go. As he tried to turn the corner, it's all closed off. Cameron Ogle is in there. Jack Mercer, the 185-pound senior, in there. Back to the line of scrimmage we go. And it'll be a 3rd and 10. So 2 running plays for no gain for Langford area. Now from the near hash mark, Langford gets the play in, having yet to break the huddle. Lions in road white with the maroon and gold. Shotgun again. Fairly low snap, but Fry's looking to throw after taking it. Had the receiver over the middle. Sebastian Frost breaks it up, though Xander Widener had it right there. He had his hands in perfect position, but a perfectly timed hit by Sebastian Frost to blow up that play and negate a would-be 1st down for the Lions. So it'll be 4th down for Langford area. 4th and 10 in this situation. You're down 24. You could play field position, but they've been able to complete a couple of passes for 1st down. Paul Rush wants to take a timeout to talk about it. They'll see if they can set up another one to keep this drive alive. Timeout's on the field. We'll take it with them, and we're back in 30 seconds. 1:11 left in the first quarter. Chargers up 24-0 on KGFX.
The Corner in Oneida is a proud supporter of Sully Buttes athletics and youth activities. Stop by the Corner on your way out to support the Chargers for all of your C-store needs. Fuel, hot stuffed pizza, roaster chicken, and daily lunch specials. Plus snacks, beverages, and everybody's favorite, warm cookies. The crew at the Corner is proud of the hard work and determination our kids show in all of their school activities and wish them good luck in today's performance. From the Corner in Oneida.
Welcome back. Friday Night Lights here in Oneida, South Dakota, home of the Sully Buttes Chargers, who are leading Langford area 24-0. Langford probably taking their longest road trip of the season here. Wondering where Langford is. It is east of Aberdeen, east of Groton, in the northeastern corner of the state, in southern Marshall County. So we made that long road trip ourselves last year. 4th and 10 out of the timeout. Colin Fry and the Lions in shotgun. Man in motion on the left side. The flanker Widener. Fry throws out to the right side, and, well, somebody might have had some miscommunication. It's an incomplete pass. Looking for Logan Block over on the far side. So nothing doing here for the Lions. They'll turn it over on downs, and they will still trail 24-0. 2 for 5 early on for Colin Fry in this game. So the Chargers will take over 1st and 10 on what will be their 4th offensive possession. They had 2 offensive possessions before Langford got to touch the football tonight. They were leading 16-0. Now it is 24-0. The Chargers starting on their own 41-yard line. Nick Whitler takes the snap, hands to Mackenzie Weinheimer, who will be wrestled down from behind. And got grabbed by the shirt collar there, but a tackle, I wouldn't call it a horse collar, but Connor Smith makes a nice play. He didn't necessarily pull Weinheimer back to him, didn't buckle his knees or anything like that. Still a pretty safe tackle and a job well done. But a 10-yard pickup into Langford territory to the 49-yard line goes Mackenzie Weinheimer. And the Chargers will look to add to their 24-0 lead. Whitler in the pistol. Keeps it this time on the read option. Goes out far side, and he's got some running room. He breaks one tackle inside the 40, 30. Nobody out there, and Nick Whitler is gone once again. Just a far side run. Good blocking out there. Nick Whitler broke one tackle from Connor Smith, and he did the rest. He didn't have to do much. There just wasn't any pursuit from the middle of the field. And the Lions didn't have the angle to the pylon as Nick Whitler goes the distance. 49 yards for his 3rd touchdown of the night. On the ground, he does have a 4th one through the air. Chargers up their lead to 30-0. As this one is all Sully Buttes. Talk about the size differentials on the offensive line. Well, the offensive line doesn't really matter when you get out in space, and guys like Nick Whitler can speed their way down the far sideline. 49 yards. Here comes the 2-point conversion. It's a toss by Whitler, and it short hops his intended receiver out there just across the goal line. So the 1st and 4 tries that Sully Buttes is unable to convert, but they still lead comfortably here in the first quarter. Still 38 seconds left. It's 30-0, Sully Buttes. And we're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to high school football on KGFX.
Crop One Insurance of Oneida wants to remind you that the closing date to insure winter wheat is September 30th. Lauren Hansen of Crop One Insurance has over 22 years of experience in crop insurance and agriculture finance services. Crop One offers whole farm, multi-peril, hail, and PRF insurance. Located at 118 South Main Street in Oneida. Give Lauren Hansen a call at 605-280-7727 for an appointment or more information. Crop One Insurance. With experience you can trust.
Back in Oneida, Chargers with a couple of quick strikes, a couple of long touchdowns as well. Nick Whitler from 22 yards out and another one from 49 yards out, and just in the last 3:20, the Chargers have scored their 3rd and 4th touchdowns of the game. We're still in the first quarter with 38 seconds to play. This last possession, 2 plays and 59 yards. Taking just 38 seconds off the clock. Their last possession only took 16 seconds to run 3 plays. So the Chargers are getting in open spaces and running away from the Langford area Lions. Grant Johnson with a better kick this time, and it'll stay in bounds. It's picked up by, I believe, Ben Gustafson inside his 20-yard line. Took one a while for him to pick it up, and the Charger special teams converges. And Jack Darling in on the stop. It'll be Langford area for another crack on offense here. 35 seconds left in the first, as the ball will be spotted to start the drive at the Langford area 22-yard line. So the worst field position for either team to start any of our first 7 offensive possessions combined. Ryan Oakland with you tonight. Welcome aboard. Going regional tonight. Colin Fry with a handoff here to his tailback Logan Block. Nowhere to go. The Chargers plug all holes. And might have lost a half a yard. They'll keep it at about the 21-yard line. 2nd and 10. And the final seconds are going to tick away. Langford's coming to the line. They've got 4 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. No snap, as that will be the end of our first quarter of play. A good first quarter at that for the home team here on senior night. Your Wegner Auto scoreboard at the end of 1. It's the Sully Buttes Chargers 30, the Langford area Lions nothing. 60-second break. Langford area will come out on 2nd and 10 when we go to quarter number 2. Wegner Auto appear the one place to go with a scoreboard. And we're back in 60 seconds for our second quarter. You're listening to Regional High School Football on 1060 KGFX and drgnews.com.
At Barber Farm Service and Barber Chemicals in Oneida, they know farmers don't all have the same game plan. That's why they give farmers options, from what brand of seed they want to use to what features they want on their grain trailer. Barber Chemicals also provides custom spraying of ag chemicals and fertilizers, finding the best solution for your fields. Team up with the best. Barber Farm Service and Barber Chemicals in Oneida, a proud sponsor of Sully Butte Sports. Call 258-2708 or come see them under the Big Blue Water Tower south of Oneida.
Virtually anything in your house or building that can run on electricity can run on propane. However, a propane-fueled home is less costly to operate than an electric home. Studies have shown that propane is cheaper, warmer, cleaner, safer, and more dependable than electric. Contact Stewart & Daughters in Oneida at 258-2647 today to learn more about the benefits of propane. Stewart & Daughters, a proud sponsor of high school sports and the Sully Buttes Chargers.
Welcome back. We're into the second quarter. Langford area on a 2nd and 10 gets Logan Block in some movement. Had a pretty nice play here for the Lions, just underway. Almost didn't catch up to that one, but for those who are watching on our YouTube feed, certainly glad to have everybody aboard via that channel. Here in the second quarter, 10-yard gain for Block. It's it's 3rd and short here for Langford area. From the 31, Langford area now moving left to right. They'll have the first down. Fullback Hayden Reince barreling ahead of the 35, close to the 40-yard line. Stopped by Nick Whitler at the 38-yard line here. So a pickup of 7. That's a nice burst here for Langford area. Langford trailing 30-0. Sully Buttes owned that first quarter, but plays like that show that the Langford area still has some energy in them, and they're still out here ready to go, ready to play hard here. This is their regular season finale. Colin Fry has his backs in the I formation with Logan Block hesitating, and he breaks free to the 45, to the 50. Breaks a tackle, and one man to beat who runs him down. And a great hustle by Jesse Shaw, but not until Logan Block reaches the Charger 40-yard line. That was a nice stop and go by Logan Block, as he'll get into Charger territory. Gain of about 22, and we'll call it to the 40-yard line. Block's 5th carry of the night. Got 39 yards to show for him. First minute gone by here. We're in the second quarter. Like we mentioned, Langford moving now east to west or left to right. That's a keeper this time for the quarterback, Fry, and he is upended over on the left side. And Jesse Shaw got in there and made another nice stop. But you talk about the big fella running down a fast runner on that previous play. Jesse Shaw prevented an easy, what looked like an easy touchdown as it turned out for Langford Arias. Hill, it's 30-0. 3-yard loss here. Back in outside the 43-yard line. First tackle for loss, really, or at least for a measurable loss for either team. Here's a pass out on the flat. It is caught, but a minimal gain back to the original line of scrimmage as Morris Hofer makes the hit on Connor Smith.
Gain of 3 on the play brings up 3rd and 10.
Connor Smith's first grab of the night. Still outside the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 10 with 9:45 left to go in the second. First score that has been given to us from up north. North Border, who was here in Oneida last week, has a 6-0 lead over Ipswich Edmonds Central. They're in the second quarter. The game on KMLO-FM is Potter County at Harriet Selby. Oh, we might actually have 3 games going on. There's a nice pass out there. Good look by Fry. The pass is caught. We'll check the spot. This looks like Xander Widener. And just shy of the 30-yard line is where the spot will be. That's a gain of 11. Should be enough for a... Oh. Well, I tell you what, the original line of scrimmage had the nose of the football just inside the 40-yard line. And the football right now out on the far side of the field. Tough to tell if it's on the 30 or not. I would think if it's on the 30, that's not going to be enough. It needs to be a little bit further than that. There's a nice pass there by Colin Fry to the wide side of the field. And really a good look as it turned out. Second measurement of the night. They'll stretch him. And there's the stretch. And it's a first down. They got it by about half the length of the football, if we could see out there that far. So a good job by the Lions to keep this one moving. This is their 3rd first down of this possession that started at their own 21-yard line. 9:18 to go. That's where it'll be when they start up the clock once again. So here come the Lions from the far hash mark. Again, the wind blowing across from the Lions right to left. It's a nice breeze, but we really haven't seen that affecting the passing game at all so far tonight. Widener's in motion from right to left, wing to wing. They'll pitch back to the right side. Block, kicks, turns back to the left, and he is met. He avoided Jack Mercer, but he got met, I believe, by Cameron Ogle. And took a nice hit, and he actually got hit a second time to make sure he got finished off. So Block will lose a yard here. We'll spot it at the 31-yard line. His first negative play on the night in 6 tries. Block didn't really follow his blockers. That's the second time he's done that. He starts right, cuts back to the left, and cuts back into the middle of the field, only to meet Sully Butte's defensive lineman. Now Fry looking to scramble on the keeper. Turns the corner, he's inside the 30-yard line. Logan Block already coming off the field. It looked like, well, I thought he was a little shaken up, but maybe he's just coming over to get the play. But Mackenzie Weinheimer and company in on the stop, this time inside the 30 to about the 28. Keeper for the quarterback. 4 minutes gone, 8 to go here in the second quarter. Cold night in Oneida. I expect temps to be in the 40s, maybe into the upper 30s by the time this one's over, but it's still football weather. Pitch back and a reverse. Logan Block wants to throw, looking for the quarterback, but cutting in front of it and knocking the pass down is Grant Johnson of the Sully Buttes Chargers. Play was set up nicely, but Logan Block didn't get enough on it. Colin Fry tore down the near side, but the Chargers were not fooled on that bit of razzle-dazzle. They pitched to the flanker, Xander Widener, who reversed it on a handoff back to Logan Block. Block from about right in the middle of the field looking to throw, but again, Grant Johnson blew that play up. Timeout is called by Langford area. We'll take it with them. It is 30-0. 30-0. Sully Buttes, 7:37 to play. We're in the second quarter, back in 30 seconds with more regional high school football on KGFX.
Need help in your grain risk management? How about getting better prices than the local grain prices? Look no farther than Fearless Grain Marketing. Contact Jeremy Frost today at 605-295-3100. Fearless Grain Marketing, helping producers make sales that make sense while buying fear and selling greed. Fearless Grain Marketing, helping farmers connect directly with end users to make better, higher price sales with offices at 2000 South 4th Street in Oneida and Brown Commodities in Gettysburg.
Well, if it was NBC, I'd say 30 Rock. But that's just a football score here. Rock is symbolic of a 0. That's where we are right now. Sully Buttes here on senior night in Oneida. Welcome back. 4th and about 7 for the Lions. Fry throwing over the middle on a play that is defended well by Sebastian Frost. Intended for Widener. That's twice that Xander Widener has had a play broken up with Sebastian Frost in coverage. That one could have been a first down, but instead it'll be first down Sully Buttes as they will take over once again here. So a decent drive by the Lions. They picked up 3 first downs. They went from their own 21 to the Charger 28-yard line, but they still come up empty, and they still trail 30-0. So the Chargers have it 1st and 10 at about the 27-yard line. Their own side of the 50-yard line. This will be the first opportunity for Sully Buttes to travel in a right to left direction here in the second quarter. Nick Whitler's under center in the eye. They'll hand it off to Hofer, starts left, cuts back to the right, broke 1 and 2 tackles along the way. He's up across the 30 to the 35-yard line. Stopped at about the 37. Pretty good start on another possession here for Sully Buttes. And looks like he'll get most of 10. We'll call it 2nd and 1 here for Morris Hofer. Chargers have spread the wealth. They've got Hofer, Weinheimer, Whitler. Before that play, all had 3 carries on the night. Now Hofer with his 4th. Hofer has a 27-yard touchdown reception. Nick Whitler has 3 rushing touchdowns as well. And Whitler's found a man wide open at the 40-yard line. Off to the races goes Grant Johnson. Touchdown, Sully Buttes. Just like that. Great play action fake by Nick Whitler. Grant Johnson broke free off of his left tight end spot. He disappeared from our video view, and Sully Buttes has another touchdown. This one goes 63 yards to the house. And the Charger lead is now up to 36-0. Whitler's 2nd touchdown pass to go with his 3 touchdown runs. Grant Johnson's first score of the night. 36-0 Chargers. Now to our east. They will try for 2. Whitler's back in the pistol. This time wideouts are way wide, both sides. He's looking left, floats it, and it's to the tight end. It was a slant from the flanker, and meanwhile the tight end goes out to the corner, and Cam Ogle hauls it in. A well-executed play and another 2-pointer for Sully Buttes, who leads 38-0. As we pause for 30 seconds with 6:44 left to play. We're in the second. Chargers rolling it up on senior night here over Langford. We're back in 30 seconds for high school football on KGFX.
With convenient mobile text banking from Sunrise Bank, it's easier than ever to manage your money right where you are. Using just your message feature on your mobile phone, you can quickly check your account balances and review your transaction history. See how easy it is to keep up with your finances on the go. Sunrise Bank Dakota is a proud sponsor of Sully Buttes athletics and activities and wish the Chargers good luck in today's competition. Sunrise Bank Dakota in Oneida, member FDIC.
Another quick strike for the Sully Buttes Chargers. We welcome you back. 2 plays and 73 yards. The last 63 on a strike down the middle from Nick Whitler to Grant Johnson, who ran the last 40 yards all on his own. Nobody in front of him. And a Nick Whitler to Cameron Ogle pass. Well timed as well. Tacks on 2. It's 38-0. The Chargers, whether running the football or throwing it, they look every bit a #1 team here in Class 9B in South Dakota. This Langford team, they're young, but again, they've got athletes all over the field, and Sully Buttes continues to look very good. Whitler, by the way, is 5 out of 6 for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's also ran for 3 scores as well. Another nice kick for Grant Johnson to the far side, right side, his right, picked up by Logan Block with nowhere to go once he picked it up. And the Chargers will lead 38-0. Will come out on defense. Langford area trying to get something positive going. And I think right now for Langford, they'll try to expand on what was a pretty decent drive on their last possession. But again, they just, it's been tough to sustain and tough to finish possessions here for the Lions. They've got it 1st and 10 at their 21. This is a reverse. Ball's out. Xander Widener got hit, and the ball popped straight up. I think one of his teammates bailed him out. Hang on to it. Widener got it back himself, so he stayed with it. Pretty good heads-up play. They end up picking up 3 to the 24. So you're looking at the Lions getting their primary wide receiver involved in the running game now, trying to find something that will give them some positive yards. It's 2nd and 7 now from the far hash mark. In the eye, the fullback, Reintz brings it up the middle, and he breaks through. Be close to a 1st down out across the 30. Looks like they'll spot it to the 32. That would be a gain of 8, and it should be enough for a 1st down. Garrett Peterson in on the stop. Good job by that bigger offensive line of the Lions to open that hole for the fullback. 2 plays and a movement to the chains, and we've seen that again. Langford area, if I'm looking back, has unofficially 7 1st downs in this first half now. So they're getting the yardage, but Sully Buttes obviously has picked them up in much bigger chunks. Fry on the stretch to Logan Block. He's hit by 2 Sully Buttes defenders. Jesse Shaw. Is it Jesse or Jordan Shaw? Actually, the 185-pound freshman in there to make a nice stop. Loss of a yard for Logan Block. And they'll spot him back to the 31. 2nd and 11. Coming down to the 5-minute mark of the second quarter, 38-0 home team. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a look maybe at some playoff possibilities, given depending on how much time we have to talk about that. They'll fake the pitch. They'll come back to the bit of a misdirection here. Maybe I think this is the fullback Reintz on the carry once again. And it is the fullback close to the 35-yard line. Cam Ogle in there. Rafe Winchus is in on a stop as well. Chargers are getting several people funneled in here on the defensive end now as they lead 38-0. 4 for Reintz, good enough for about 21 yards on 5 carries so far, but the Lions do have it 3rd and about 7 to go. Ball's in the middle of the field. Low shotgun snap. Fry's back to throw. Looking for Block, and he throws it a little bit behind him. He waited about as long as he could. I don't know if there were other opportunities. I saw Logan Block coming right to us here on the near side, but the 2 could not connect, and it'll be another incomplete pass for Colin Fry. Colin has completed 3 out of 8 so far. Actually, 4 out of 8. But it'll be a punting situation here in this spot on the field for Colin Fry and the Langford Lions. We're going to have a couple of flags thrown. We've got a false start on the offensive line. First Lion penalty of the night. We'll mark them back 5. And they'll have to kick from a 30-yard line of scrimmage. 4:02 we have left here in the second quarter. Chargers have scored on all 5 possessions so far, 4 of which came in the first quarter. And they lead 38-0. Now a quick start on the outside, but They will not throw a flag this time. Play resumes. Fry gets a pretty good boot into the Chargers side of the 50, and it'll come down and die at the 39-yard line. Thought that the wideout on the near side might have gotten a quick start there, but no harm, no foul. Another punt, and the Chargers will take over with pretty good field position once again. 3:50 to go in the first half. Obviously, plenty of time for Sully Buttes to do some more damage if they can continue to execute, and they've been executing very well all night long. Look over the course of the season, the Chargers had a good test last week with North Border. They had a really good test a few weeks ago with Warner here in a game that ended 58-40. Probably took about 6 hours to finish, but it did. There's a screen in the middle. Pass is caught. Johnson's on the move again, or is this Cameron Ogle? He breaks the tackle. It is Ogle. Couple of stiff arms inside the 30 of the Lions to the 25 to the 20, and Cameron Ogle finally wrestled down by 3 Langford area defenders. Cam Ogle catches his first pass of the night outside of a 2-point conversion, which was good at the time, and all the way down to the Langford 20-yard line. First down, Chargers on a pickup of 41 yards. Whitler to Ogle this time. I'll tell you what, Ogle's a tight end. He looked a lot like, if you watch that Monday night game, a lot like Vance McDonald of the Pittsburgh Steelers at Tampa Bay. Chris Conti of the Buccaneers remembers that one. A couple of Langford kids will remember this play for a while, too. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Here come the Chargers again. At the 20-yard line, Whitler hands it off. Breaking through is Weinheimer to the near side. Almost untouched. He's got another. Sully Buttes touchdown. 20 yards. No flags on the field. And another Sully Buttes score. Their last 3 possessions. Actually, their last 4 have taken 3 plays or less, but just 2 plays on their last 3 possessions. 20 yards for Mackenzie Weinheimer and 6 more for Sully Buttes, who are having a good time out here on a cold night in their final regular season home game. 44-0 Chargers as they'll line up to go for 2 again. Whitler will have it in the pistol. Looking left, rolling now to the right, and that'll be closed off. He'll be wrestled down, sacked by Hayden Reince. Reince taking out maybe a little frustration on that tackle, but a clean one at that. So the Chargers settle for 6 for just the second time tonight and 6 touchdowns. And your new score is 44-0. Chargers lead with 3:14 left still in the first half. Back in this, after this 30-second break, the Chargers kick again. Here as you listen to the Chargers on KGFX.
There's Thursday Night Lights and all of the weekend highlights, but nothing beats Monday nights. With Monday Night Football and Venture High Def TV, you'll catch all the action this Monday, October 8th. Tune into ESPN Channel 21 as the Washington Redskins head to New Orleans and take on the Saints at 7 o'clock. Venture Communications, your home for ESPN and Monday Night Football. Call Venture Communications today for High Def TV service and more. 852-2224.
Another 2-play possession for the Chargers, starting at their own 39-yard line. They got a screen pass over the middle. The tight end Cameron Ogle, good for 41 yards to the 20-yard line. Mackenzie Weinheimer broke through the initial scrum of the line of scrimmage and goes untouched from there. 20 yards for another touchdown. 2-point conversion attempt was no good. It ended in a sack of Nick Whitler. So Sully Buttes now leads 44-0 as they'll kick again. Grant Johnson's been a busy guy in that regard. Ball is muffed at first and then picked up in the area of the Langford 32-yard line, about a 5-yard return for Connor Smith, and the Lions will try again. Langford area would love to get something on the board here before the end of the first half. In fact, as of right now, if the second half were starting, we would have a continuously running clock with a 35-plus point differential. To be exact, 44-0. Langford area has certainly met their match here. Widener is wide to the left, but right in the middle of the field. The ball's on the near hash mark. I formation, pitch out, Logan Block. And Block with a little bit of running room, turns the corner, will pick up 5, maybe, well, actually about 7 or 8 yards across the 40. Close to the 45. Looks like the spot Braden Perry in on the stop. First down pickup, though, for the Lions. Up ahead of the 45, spotted at the 48. And again, with these big 200-plus pounders, they've got that offensive line for Langford area goes 220, 235, 220. Plenty of beef up there, but Sully Buttes just has a little too much athleticism in most cases to prevent Langford area from sustaining any possessions tonight. Fry wants to throw on first down. He threw it behind his intended receiver, Xander Widener. Widener paid the price with Grant Johnson behind him and the incomplete pass.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Widener hasn't missed very many times. He has, obviously we talk about incomplete passes. He is just 4 out of 10, but he's been pretty close. Sully Buttes has just had great coverage. They've broken up several passes. But this one just thrown a little bit behind his intended receiver. 2nd down and 10 for the Lions at the 48. Let's call it the 47. Block is in motion. He'll stop on the right wing. Fry rolls to the right. Screen pass back to the left. It's caught by Reintz. But again, the Chargers sniff it out, and it'll be a short gain. Actually, a short loss, even a loss of a yard back to the 47. So the Lions had a good idea here, but again, you're looking at that defense that just seems to know exactly what's going on in most cases. So it'll be third down and 14 to go. 1:35 to play here. Just heard an interesting score, and 9AA will pass that along at the very least at halftime. But here we go, 3rd and 11. Fry goes on a quarterback draw. He tucks and runs, trying to make a couple of moves. He'll dive across the 50-yard line, brought down by Tristan Ogle, a 140-pound junior. And 4 yards at best, and just across the Sully Buttes side of the 50. It'll be a 4th down situation here for the Lions. 4th and 7 to be close to exact. With a minute left, it looks like the Lions are going to go for it. They certainly have nothing to lose. In a different situation here, I probably would punt it and try to make the Chargers go a longer distance, but their quick strike ability, it doesn't really matter. Here's a pass out to block, and we got a flag in the backfield thrown late. Pass intended for Logan Block is broken up by Grant Johnson. It still would have been about 4 or 5 yards short of a first down, but we've got a personal foul roughing the passer on the Chargers, and that will be good enough to add 15 yards, good enough for a first down. So the Chargers got a little rough in the backfield here, and the Lions will pick up another first down, which they've been able to do tonight. They're going to spot this all the way into the Sully Buttes side of the field to the 35-yard line. Second penalty called against the Chargers tonight. Langford only has had 1 marked off this evening. So with 44 seconds left, Langford calling, I believe, their 3rd and final timeout. We'll take a quick one here. 44 seconds to go, and we're back in 30 seconds with the Chargers leading 44-0 on KGFX.
Everyone at Wilbur Ellis hopes that producers are looking forward to winter wheat seeding. If you're ready for pre-plant burn down or starter fertilizer for your wheat, contact Wilbur Ellis in Blunt, Highmore, or Miller. Delivery is available. Ask about fall prepay on fertilizer and seed with financing available. Wilbur Ellis specializes in soil sampling and can help you take advantage of variable rate seed and fertilizer with Ag Verdict. Wilbur Ellis, ideas to grow with. A proud sponsor of local high school sports.
Back in Oneida. Back in Oneida is the Langford area Lions trying to get something positive on the board before halftime here. They trail Sully Buttes 44-0. It has been all Chargers, on not necessarily on both sides of the ball. The Chargers obviously bending a few times, but they certainly haven't broken. And I think they just as soon rather not, as well as we approach halftime. Langford now, I think, out of timeouts, if my memory serves, as they've got it 1st and 10 of the Sully Buttes 35-yard line. Colin Fry is in the shotgun with Hayden Reince right there with him. Quick fire on the right side out of the flat. Xander Widener with the grab, and he'll race to the sideline. Stop the clock as he gets out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Dropped at the, or rather runs out at the 27. So a gain of about 8 here, and it's a pretty good start on first down and a good job in time management as well if you're the Lions. 39 seconds left to play. And Langford able to huddle up without having to hurry up. Thanks to that play going out of bounds. Widener did a nice job in seeking out the sideline. Second down and a long 2. Fry, pump fake, and he'll throw short, and it'll be incomplete as the ball trickles out of bounds. Intended receiver here is Widener again. It'll be third and about 3 once again here from the 27-yard line. Nope, from the 27. 34 seconds left. See if we can catch up on scores once we get to halftime. As you listen to Sully Buttes Charger football on 1060 KGFX here, a member of the Dakota Radio Group, 107.1 FM, and online too at drgnews.com. Video stream is up on YouTube. Check us out. See it and hear it. Here's another quick hitter. Widener has the grab. It's an ankle tackle, but he is able to muscle his way again to the sideline, stop the clock, and it's a first down pickup here from Colin Fry to Xander Widener. And inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line, we'll call it. Gain of 5 this time. Widener's third grab of the night. All the stats coming up. Now 28 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Fry's under center this time, but it's another pass play. Looking for a sack is Mackenzie Weinheimer. Fry got away from him, had a man down at the 5-yard line. Coming back to the football, but the pass underthrown just a little bit. That was a nice job and keep alive by the quarterback Fry, and a good job by Connor Smith coming back to the football. The only problem was the ball was just a little bit underthrown at the 5-yard line, and can't really fault Fry for that. He was under much duress to try to get rid of that one. Now 20 seconds left. It's second down and 10. From the 22-yard line, Fry, shotgun snap over the middle. And boy, that pass was overthrown with Logan Block, but behind him was Xander Widener again in the vicinity of the 5-yard line, but he is unable to haul it in on the dive. The diving effort. And the Lions will try one more time. I was looking at Block coming over the middle. I thought that ball was picked off, and I thought Sully Buttes had somebody behind to pick that ball off. But Lions fortunate to have it fall incomplete, but unfortunate that the second receiver further downfield wasn't able to haul it in. So on 3rd and 10, Fry comes to the right, near side. It's a completed pass, but not for much. Maybe to the 20-yard line. Again, it is Widener. You can see the ability of this Langford team to throw the ball. The only problem right now, I think, is Fry has really taken some deep drops off of these shotgun snaps. And now it'll be a gain of about 2. And it'll be 4th down and 8. 10 seconds left, so if this one doesn't make the sidelines, Langford going to come up empty. Or if it doesn't make it to the end zone. From the 20, here comes Fry. Shotgun, 4th down play over the middle, and it is almost intercepted, but the Chargers will thwart the effort. Garrett Peterson breaks it up. And so Langford area will come up empty once again. Boy, their last 2 of their last 3 possessions have been pretty well sustained, but they just have not been finished. And the Chargers will have a kneel down maybe, well, we'll presume, as they lead 44-0 coming to halftime. So, suppose you could. If the Chargers should happen to score on this play, we wouldn't have to play into the second half, but it'll be a kneel down. Coach Sefner had some things to talk about at halftime, apparently. So, On the Wagner Auto scoreboard, the number 1 ranked Sully Buttes Chargers in Class 9.
Make sales that make sense while buying fear and selling greed. Fearless Grain Marketing, helping farmers connect directly with end users to make better, higher price sales with offices at 2000 South 4th Street in Oneida and Brown Commodities in Gettysburg.
With convenient mobile text banking from Sunrise Bank, it's easier than ever to manage your money right where you are. Using just your message feature on your mobile phone, you can quickly check your account balances and review your transaction history. See how easy it is to keep up with your finances on the go. Sunrise Bank Dakota is a proud sponsor of Sully Buttes Athletics and Activities and wish the Chargers good luck in today's competition. Sunrise Bank Dakota in Oneida, member FDIC.
Chilly night in Oneida, but welcome back as we get ready to go to the second half. Sully Buttes leads Langford area 44-0. Brian Oakland on the play-by-play. And it will be Langford area who deferred the opening kick, receiving our second half kick, which, like the opening kick, will be sponsored by Lynn's Dakota Mart stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Now, as we get going to the second half, Sully Buttes leads by 35+, and we will have a running clock once the Grant Johnson kickoff is put into play. It's another squibber, pass Connor Smith, picked up inside the 25-yard line by Xander Widener, and he'll come to the near side and be tripped up to the sideline, and it'll be a Langford area possession. But again, the clock will run given the margin of the lead. Sam Mercer helped in on the stop to begin our second half. Langford area will have it first and 10 at their own 32-yard line. I did not have passing stats, but I do now for Colin Fry. 8 of 15 in that first half for 49 yards. But after a sack of 7 on the loss, it'll be a 42-yard passing effort total and 125 yards total offense for Langford area. Hayden Reince in on the opening carry, but the Lions will lose a yard, and it'll be second down and 11. 125 yards total offense for Langford area in that first half, and that included 9 first downs picked up, only one of them by penalty. And so Langford area has shown the ability to move the football, but Sully Buttes has obviously shown the ability to negate anything on the scoreboard. Sully Buttes still pitching the shutout. Colin Fry, the quarterback, slips a couple of tackles here on the near side, short side of the field, and he will cut up across the 35 and approach about the 38 is where this one will come to an end. That's a gain of 7 for Colin Fry. And it'll be third and a long 3 or a shorter 4. Lions moving east to west, left to right here as we're underway in the second half, but trailing 44-0. Fry under center, sticking with the fullback. Reince breaks through. He's got a first down and a nice job keeping his balance as he spun outside the 45 all the way up to the 50-yard line. That's a dash of a dozen for Hayden Reince. One of the longer running plays by the Lions on this night. First 2 minutes gone of the continually running clock here in the third quarter in Oneida. From the near hash mark, or Sully Buttes will shuffle different people in and out. Here's a good effort by Logan Block, but a nice tackle. Jordan Shaw in on the stop for a gain of 2 of the tailback, Logan Block, into Sully Buttes territory to the 48-yard line. Chargers outside of the possession that ended the half with a Nick Whitler kneel down, scored on all 6 of their first half possessions. And again, rolled up about 320-plus yards of total offense. Fry over the middle here. Umpire got in the way, maybe, and Connor Smith unable to haul it in. It'll be an incomplete pass. Connor Smith, the intended receiver, 3rd and 8 from the Charger 48-yard line. And again, even on incomplete passes when normally the clock would stop, on plays that run out of bounds, things like that, the clock instead runs continuously. It'll only stop for timeouts and injuries and scoring plays. Let's hope there aren't any injuries. There's a pitch out to Logan Block, and the ball may have come out as he took a nice hit at the 45-yard line. Block might be a little slow in getting up, and the Chargers have recovered it. So this will be the first turnover of the night. And Sully Buttes will have it 1st and 10 at their own 40 line after what would have been a 5-yard pickup for Logan Block, but Sully Buttes will take over. And the Chargers, who again lead 44-0, the clock does stop for changes of possession in this case. So the Chargers will get some new people in on offense. We'll get you names and numbers when given the opportunity. Tailback out of the eye will carry the football. Caleb Sheequin is a 140-pound sophomore quarterback now. Nothing on that first effort. Nice job tripping up by the Langford defense. Garrett Peterson running the football. He's a 150-pound sophomore. So with 8 minutes left and that clock running, Chargers with a 44-0 lead. Sheequin's in the pistol. They'll come on the end around and the inside handoff. Positive gain this time for Peterson, finished off by Connor Smith. Garrett Peterson up ahead of the 45, picks up 3 to the 46. And it'll be third down rather, and about 7 to go. Chargers second stringers obviously have had plenty of playing time in the varsity games this year. Sheequin still in the pistol with a man behind him. Caleb looking to throw. Southpaw throws a little bit short, and this one short hopped. Not only the intended receiver, but also Ben Gustafson, who was the closest to it in defense. So Sheequin's first pass of the night falls incomplete. And under 7 minutes to play, the Chargers will look to punt perhaps here in the third quarter. Got a score in from up north, one of our Mobridge stations, Potter County leading Harriet-Selby area at the half, 22-14. That game on KMLO FM. Chargers will punt. And sidestepping the defense, getting away from it, the punt is a roller that is picking up some good yardage. Kicked away by Nick Whitler. Whitler had a huge first half in the quarterback position. He won't have to play much here in the second half, but he does come out and punts. And all the way inside the 19-yard line. So a pretty decent effort there, despite the fact it wasn't the prettiest punt of the night. But at any rate, Langford area will go 1st and 10, just inside their own 20-yard line. 6:22 to go as we change possession. Third quarter, Chargers still lead 44-0. And once Langford area gets things going again, they'll have that continuously running clock starting up. Once again, as Fry's under center, they redirect. That's in a reverse to the near side. And again, looks like Logan Block initially, I believe that's Block. He had some running room. He's hit by Grant Johnson. A little bit gingerly getting up is actually Xander Widener in on the stop. Pickup of a couple ahead of the 20 to the 22-yard line. Chargers don't miss many tackles in open field, not this night. And probably not in most occasions as well. I think that's another thing that defensively, everybody knows what good teams can do on offense, but sometimes the defenses get overlooked, and Sully Buttes has played outstanding defense tonight. Good pursuit against the quarterback on a sweeping keeper to the left side. Braden Perry in on the stop. So the second string has been playing on offense, but the first stringers are still in there on defense. Nothing for the quarterback, Fry, this time. And it'll be 3rd and 8 from the Langford area, 22-yard line. Clock continues to run. Down to 5:10 now. We're in the third. Fry will step back, come out of the gun. They've spread the field a little bit here. Slot and a wide out both right side. Here is Connor Smith. He had to wait for the ball. He wanted to stay right at about the line to gain, but they will be short. Johnson with the hit on Connor Smith, who does make the grab ahead of the 25-yard line. I'll call it the 26. It's only a 4-yard gain. Connor Smith's second carry of the night. And Langford right now, from where they are, really in no position to go for it, except for the fact they don't have anything to lose, but they will go in punt formation. Fry looking to kick. 4.5 minutes to play here in the third. Low snap. He had to pin it against the ground. Gets a good kick. Sebastian Frost calling for a fair catch. And as the punt falls, Sebastian still going after it. And apparently thinking he had to fall on it. He makes contact with the football, and Langford area gets a big break and will recover. Frost called for the fair catch, and it appeared that in doing so, I think he, in the back of his mind, thought that since he made that call, he had to fall on the football, but he could have just let it go. Meanwhile, Langford area gets a big break, and they'll have a new sequence here in Sully Butte's territory. After a pretty decent punt, it's at the Charger 47-yard line. 4:11 on the third quarter clock. So Fry and Hayden Reintz, the fullback, go back to work here. Big surge up the middle once again, and Langford area, to me, this has been their best play of the night. Inside the 45 to the 40, and all the way to about the 39. Gain of 8, maybe 8.5. In fact, I'll call it to the 38-yard line. Hayden Reintz with some hard yards being picked up here tonight. Clock runs again, 3:40 left to play. We're in the third. Widener goes wide to the far side, the left of the field. And Reintz this time is wrapped up. Might be close to a first down on a fullback dive for a yard, but nope, no measurement needed. It is a Langford area first down. So after the punt, it was a miscue, and this is the first Sully Butte's turnover of the night. The Lions pick up a first down on 3 plays, and they're ready to go again from the 37. After a 1-yard gain from Hayden Reintz. Fry hands off once again up the middle. And the Langford offensive line leading the way. Logan Block being helped up off of a nice gain. Back-to-back first downs for the Lions. This one, a gain of 12 to the 25. And Langford area, who picked up 9 first downs in that first half, have another couple here as they were given a second chance on this opening possession of the third quarter. Take that back. This is their second and then third possession of the third quarter. Block again slicing through, looking for a crease, and he might get 2, maybe 3. Inside the 25, depending on the spot. Braden Perry, who's been in on a lot of stops tonight, playing well. 2-yard pickup here for Logan Block. Block has 12 carries on the night for the Lions. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third. And again, that clock continues to run continuously with a 35-plus point margin in favor of the Chargers. It's actually 44-0. From the far hash, play action. Rolling out is Colin Fry to the near side. Floats it out there. Has a man. Connor Smith with a catch and a touchdown for the Langford area Lions. Nice play from 23 yards out. It is Fry to Smith. And for the first time tonight, Langford area is on the board. Good protection. Good time for Fry to roll out. And Connor Smith just got behind the defense. And it is 44-6 as Langford area will try for 2. Fry out of the gun. Block empties the backfield. Fry's all by himself. Rolls to the left. Throws back across his body. Tough throw. And the pass is caught for 2. Connor Smith, who caught the touchdown, catches the 2-point conversion as well. So Langford area shows a little bit of life, and they score for the first time tonight with 1:34 left in the third, though. Sully Butte's still in command. It's 44-8, and we're back after a 30-second break for a Langford area kick. You're listening to regional high school football on KGFX.
Venture Communications is ready to streamline your business phones. With their next-generation communication system, Venture-hosted phone solutions, you'll never miss a call again. With auto-forwarding, you can receive your call on your mobile device or any place you wish. Voicemail messages are transferred directly to your email so you can listen to them anywhere. With minimal upfront cost and no unnecessary hardware, this system is a perfect fit for any business environment, all backed with local technician installation and support. Call Venture Communications, 852-2224, or log on to www.venturecom.net.
Well, Langford area had a 3-and-out. They punted with Sebastian Frost back to receive the kick. He called for a fair catch, went after a loose football, made contact in Langford area, recovered the muff, and from there they go 5 plays and 47 yards. And taking 2:37 off of our third quarter clock, continuously running clock at that. They get a 23-yard touchdown pass from Colin Fry to Connor Smith. Those two hooked up for the 2-point conversion on another pass completion once again. So it's 44-8, still in the third. And Langford area kicks. They get one of those squibs that worked well for the Chargers in the first quarter. This time, however, Colin Fry's kick will go out of bounds on the far side where the Chargers roam the sidelines. And the Chargers will certainly take the possession. Decent field position. They can force Langford to re-kick, but they should not have to at all, leading 44-8. Chargers scored on 6 possessions in the first half. They led 44-0. Langford area has scored for the first time again on the night, late here in the third quarter. So the Chargers, who came out with the second string on their first possession, they're going to take the 5-yard on the penalty here. So Sully Buttes will actually have it at the 45. Ball will be on the far hash mark as the Chargers go from right to left. Caleb Sheepwin is still in at quarterback, and they'll keep it on the ground. Garrett Peterson had a couple of running attempts on the previous possession, trying to get the corner turned. They'll be wrapped up. This is not Peterson, though. I believe that was 21, wasn't it? Jordan Shaw on that carry. Okay. Shaw's first carry of the night. Just about a half a yard, pretty much nestled right up against the 45. In fact, no gain, losing a half a yard on that one is Jordan Shaw. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. 45 seconds to go. This will probably be the last play of the third quarter. Peterson's in motion from left to right. He'll take the handoff coming across, and what would have been a jet sweep, but the Langford Lions blew it up, and right back to the line of scrimmage goes Garrett Peterson. It'll be 3rd and 10. Still at the Charger 45. And the Chargers with 20 seconds left don't have to snap the football. Clock running continuously throughout the third as the Sully Buttes led 44-0 at the half. They still lead by 36, but I can't remember the rule. I think they have to get back within 20 points or something like that if conventional timing were to come back. The clock has run out here on our third quarter of play. So Sully Buttes still in control, and on the Wagner Auto scoreboard, they lead the Langford area Lions by the score of 44-8. Wagner Auto appear with all their inventory at WagnerAuto.com. They are the one place to go. 60 seconds, quarter number 4 coming up next. Friday Night Lights is on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Everyone at Wilbur Ellis hopes that producers are looking forward to winter wheat seeding. If you're ready for pre-plant burn down or starter fertilizer for your wheat, contact Wilbur Ellis in Blunt, Highmore, or Miller. Delivery is available. Ask about fall prepay on fertilizer and seed with financing available. Wilbur Ellis specializes in soil sampling and can help you take advantage of variable rate seed and fertilizer with Ag Verdict. Wilbur Ellis, ideas to grow with. A proud sponsor of local high school sports.
Good luck Chargers for Milwaukee Grain Corporation in Oneida, your local independently owned and operated grain elevator. At home or in the field, find all the market information you need online at OahiGrainCorp.com. You can even get bid information by text. Oahi Grain, bringing the world's markets to local farmers with updates every day. For all your grain marketing needs, call Tim or Allen at Oahi Grain in Oneida today. 1-800-658-3654.
Back we come in Oneida, and we go to the fourth quarter. Sully Buttes leading 44-8. Brian Oakland with a play-by-play. Primetime Paul back in studio. Chargers have a 3rd and 10 here. With the second stringers in, Caleb Sheequin looking to throw. He'll overthrow his intended receiver, Sam Mercer. On his second attempt to throw on the night, it'll be 4th down for Sully Buttes. 44-8 again in the score. We talked about the continuously running clock. Now in basketball, you can get down into a different margin, but in football, that does not apply. It will run continuously for the duration of this second half, as it is right now, despite the incomplete pass. And Nick Whitler will step into punt for the second time. Xander Widener back deep for Langford area, standing at his 26-yard line, looking to return from right to left as we've switched sides here, going on the quarter break. Whitler had a line drive in his last attempt. He will run on this one, looking to throw, and nope, he's not looking to throw. He's just looking to find some open space. Now he throws, has a man wide open at the 35-yard line of the Lions, and it is Sebastian Frost who is brought down at the 31. So the fake punt here is Sully Buttes. We have a flag down back at the Charger 45-yard line. And an ineligible man downfield. I didn't see the signal, but it's certainly something that can happen when you get a lot of scrambling like what we just saw from Nick Whitler. So an offensive lineman, an ineligible receiver, was 5 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty from the spot. And the Chargers will have to come out in punt formation once again. 3rd penalty marked against the Chargers tonight. It has been a relatively penalty-free game. Both teams playing fairly clean. Clock is running once again, and Sully Buttes will have to maybe punt from the 40 this time. Nick Whitler will retreat another 5 yards to his 30, and he's running again. And now he'll put that left foot into it. This one goes into the back of one of the players on that offensive line. It's recovered here, or downed at least, by the Chargers. And the Lions will take over here from the 42. So with 10:16 to go in the fourth quarter, Langford area trailing 44-8, and they have it on their own 42-yard line. Langford area season done, or the regular season done after tonight. They'll sit and watch, and maybe Paul Rosh and his coaching crew have an opportunity to go travel around and do some scouting. There is a scenario that could have Langford coming back here in 2 weeks on the first night of the postseason, but there's a lot that can happen the rest of tonight and next week. Colin Fry, quarterback keeper, coming left side, spins and might get back to the line of scrimmage. It looks like actually he'll lose a yard. Good job in pursuit by that Charger defense. Braden Perry in on the stop yet again. Mackenzie Weinheimer came away from the area also. In fact, this will be a loss of 2 back to the 40-yard line. One thing I see from these Langford area runners, they've got some guys who can run with some pretty good speed, but their agility, maybe not quite where it will be in another year or two. They are very young, but they just haven't been able to make players, make defenders miss. Here's Jesse Shaw with a wrap-up of Hayden Reintz, the fullback. Hayden might get a yard back to the 41. Jesse blew that play up, as he's been doing pretty well all night long. And again, Langford area not doing anything out of the ordinary here, just trying to pick up yardage here and there. It's 3rd and 11, though, with 8:40 left to go, fourth quarter. 44-8, Sully Buttes. Stay perfect at 7-0 on this season. Langford will end their regular season at 4-4 when this one's said and done. Here's a quick hitter out to the near side. Xander Widener in on the stop. Run out of bounds there by Braden Perry, who again is all over the field. Short gain, maybe one more to the 42. Widener has 5 catches on the night, but the completion distances have been decreasing all evening long. 11, 8, 5, 2, and 1. So 4th and 9 for the Lions. And they'll make one more effort to move the chains here. Shotgun snap, and the fullback, Reince, got in the way of the snap destined for the quarterback. So a 4th down effort doesn't get an opportunity to materialize as the fumble is fallen on by Reince, and the Lions will turn it over on downs. So Sully Buttes will take over once again. 7:33 on the clock to start this possession. They've got it in Langford territory at the Lion 39. Third time they'll start in Langford area territory on their possessions of the night. They lead 44-8. Shequin still in at quarterback, and here's some running room. The Charger front line, Braden Perry giving a push to the ball carrier, and this will be a first down carry for Jordan Shaw. And they'll spot it just inside. Not a first down carry. I thought he got 12 or 13 yards on that, but they'll call it a 9-yard gain. And it is at the 30-yard line. Good run for Shaw, but some pretty good help from his offensive line to help from behind. Clock is down to 6:40. Shequin will give to Shaw again, and he runs over one of his own men. I believe Weinheimer got in the way. Connor Smith or Cooper Smith, one of the two in on the stop. Shaw gets nothing here. So it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Chargers with 6:15 to play. Again, Sully Buttes at Faulkton area next week. Should be a great ball game. Haven't had a lot of games. Had a handful of games. Here's a sneak for Shequin, the second-string quarterback. And he should have enough on a pretty good push from the center and the left guard to spring their quarterback for a first down pickup. So Sully Buttes can run 4 more plays and run more time here in what'll be their 7th victory in a row. Down to the 26 here. Or is it the, well, let's call it the 27. That's a gain of 3 on the sneak. Here on KGFX, again, back in Fort Pierre we go with Stanley County entertaining Chamberlain in an 11B matchup from the SESD Conference. Shaw on the sweep, toss sweep out to the left side. He is unable to turn the corners, so might have a loss on this one. Xander Widener will run him down out of bounds for a small and short loss. Clock continues to run again continuously. And it is back on the outside of the 30-yard line. Loss of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 13. From the far hash mark, Chargers here on senior night. We've got a flag, and does this play happen? It looks like it does not. Shaw had made some nice moves, but might have a false start from the wide receiver on the far side of the field.
Offsides on the defense.
Well, it's defense offside, so into the neutral zone, which negates the play. And push it ahead 5 yards. That'll put it back to the 25-yard line, so inside the original line of scrimmage for the Chargers. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as Langford area picks up just their 3rd 5-yard penalty of the night. And the clock still runs. 4 minutes even to go here in the 4th quarter. 44-8 Chargers. Shequin takes the snap. Shaw is up the middle, bounces out to the right, looking for some room. And then he hesitates. It looked like he wanted to spin, but Xander Widener makes a nice play and brings him back down. He'll pick up a couple. And back inside the 25, they'll spot to the 24. Looked like he was going to get about 7 or 8, but he's limited to just a 1, maybe a 2-yard pickup, and it's 3rd down and 7 for Sully Buttes. Schall's 3rd carry of the night. I should say his 5th. 3:20 to play now. Chargers moving from left to right. Second stringers would love to get into the end zone all on their own. Cheekman with the backs in the I formation. He'll go play action. He wants to throw. And he has, so he's looking down the middle for Mercer, but cutting in front of it. Good job in coverage there. And the Lions will defend. And an incomplete pass. Caleb Cheekman 0 for 3 so far here, as he has played the entire second half here. But again, with that clock running continuously, you don't get too many possessions. Not a lot of opportunities, especially when you're predominantly keeping the ball on the ground. So down to 2:35 to go, 4th and 7. The Chargers will try one more time here. Langford area can get one more possession if they and snuff this one out. Cheekman will be in the pistol. Schall is behind him in the backfield. Takes the snap, throws out to the flat, far side. Ball is caught. Garrett Peterson stops, turns, moves forward. Is he close to a 1st down inside the 20-yard line? And it looks like they'll move the chains. So nicely run play here as Cheekman hooks up with Garrett Peterson. And another tackle for, I believe, Connor Smith. They got it to the 15-yard line, so that one picks up 9 yards on 4th and 8, or 7. Cheekman able to move the chains. And into the red zone go the Chargers to the 15-yard line. Minute 35 to go in a 44-8 ball game. Back under center goes the youngster, and a slip up from the tailback. Schall was looking to make a cut and try to bounce from left to right, but feet went right out from underneath him. Looks like he gets right back to the 15-yard line, and a gain of 0. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Once again, our only trip here to Oneida in the regular season, but we'll look forward to following this team through the postseason once again. Lots to look forward to with the talent that this team can bring to the table, both offensively and defensively. Cheekman under center. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Comes to the near side, and the pass through the hands of the intended receiver, Tristan Ogle.
Cheekman's pass is incomplete.
And the incomplete pass, but again, the clock still runs, and if the Chargers' second stringers want to get a score on the board, they've probably only got one more opportunity here on 3rd and 11. From the 15-yard line. Langford again will have the weekend off next weekend as their regular season comes to an end when this one is all said and done. They should still be safe into the postseason picture, but they'll have a tough first-round match, likely either here in Oneida or at Faulkton area in a couple of weeks. So, final play of the game will be a handoff, and that'll do it for the Chargers. It looks like about a 3-yard pickup for, I believe that was Blaine Hill, a 145-pound sophomore who got the carry. So, on the Wagner Auto scoreboard, as the clock ran continuously, Chargers led 44-0 at the half, and they win this one 44-8, and they stay perfect on the season at 7-0. The regular season comes to an end for the Lions, 4-4, and their postseason potentials coming up when things get sorted out a little bit later on. Scoreboard again from Wagner Auto and Pier, the one place to go, 44-8 Chargers over the Lions. Let's take a 2-minute break. We're back to recap the second half, give you the stats. We've got, among other things, your Bauma Lumber Player of the Game to award in the post-game as well, which begins in 2 minutes. You're listening to Sully Buttes and Regional High School Football on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
The Corner in Oneida is a proud supporter of Sully Buttes athletics and youth activities. Stop by the Corner on your way out to support the Chargers for all of your C-store needs. Fuel, hot stuffed pizza, roaster chicken, and daily lunch specials. Plus snacks, beverages, and everybody's favorite, warm cookies. The crew at the Corner is proud of the hard work and determination our kids show in all of their school activities and wish them good luck in today's performance. From the Corner in Oneida. Crop One Insurance of Oneida wants to remind you that the closing date to insure winter wheat is September 30th. Lauren Hansen of Crop One Insurance has over 22 years of experience in crop insurance and agriculture finance services. Crop One offers whole farm, multi-peril, hail, and PRF insurance. Located at 118 South Main Street in Oneida. Give Lauren Hansen a call at 605-280-7727 for an appointment or more information. Crop One Insurance, with experience you can trust. At Barber Farm Service and Barber Chemicals in Oneida, they know farmers don't all have the same game plan. That's why they give farmers options, from what brand of seed they want to use to what features they want on their grain trailer. Barber Chemicals also provides custom spraying of ag chemicals and fertilizers, finding the best solution for your fields. Team up with the best. Barber Farm Service and Barber Chemicals in Oneida, a proud sponsor of Sully Butte Sports. Call 258-2708 or come see them under the Big Blue Water Tower south of Oneida.
Virtually anything in your house or building that can run on electricity can run on propane. However, a propane-fueled home is less costly to operate than an electric home. Studies have shown that propane is cheaper, warmer, cleaner, safer, and more dependable than electric. Contact Stewart & Daughters in Oneida at 258-2647 today to learn more about the benefits of propane. Stewart & Daughters, a proud sponsor of high school sports and the Sully Buttes Chargers.
Welcome back to Oneida Regional High School football. A good night for the Chargers on senior night. Heard here on 1060 AM and 107.1 FM. KGFX Pier, a member of the Dakota Radio Group, drgnews.com. And again, continued thanks to those of us who have joined us on our YouTube channel tonight, seeing and hearing this game through the KGFX channel at youtube.com. Brian Oakland here, and Sully Butte scored on their first 6 possessions. They went 4 out of 6 in 2-point conversions. They led 44-0 at the half. Along the way, Nick Whitler ran very well. 7 yards to the house on this on the first possession for Sully Buttes, and after what turned into an onside kick, Sully Buttes got another touchdown, and this one through the air. Nick Whitler to Mackenzie Weinheimer from 27 yards out. Whitler ran from 22 yards out for the third score, and from 49 for the fourth score, all in the first quarter tonight. The Chargers led 30-0. And after a nice sustained drive, but turning it over on downs for a Langford area, Sully Butte's got another 2-play scoring drive. They get a Whitler to Grant Johnson touchdown pass of 63 yards to make it a 38-0 lead. And one final score before the half, a Mackenzie Weinheimer 20-yard touchdown run that made it 44-0. That came with 3:14 left in the first half. Langford ran most of the rest of the clock out, but a drive stalled just before halftime at the Charger 22-yard line. The Lions got the ball to start the second half of play. They picked up a first down at midfield, but 2 plays later fumbled it away as Xander Widener took a nice hit. Sully Buttes took over, but the second stringers go 3 and out. The Lions had another opportunity. Most of the first string defense stayed in, but a 3 and out forced put the Lions in punt formation. And Colin Fry's punt had some pretty good hang time. It came up a little bit short of where deep man Sebastian Frost was expecting it. Frost called for a fair catch, and it seemed as though he thought that he had to go get it, even though he could have just let it bounce, and Langford could have let it die. However, Frost made contact with the football. Langford got a second chance, and from there they go 5 plays, 47 yards, and 2 minutes and 37 seconds off of a continuously running third quarter clock. It was Colin Fry hooking up with Connor Smith from 23 yards out. They hooked up also on the 2-point conversion pass attempt. That made it 44-8 with 1:34 left to play in the third period. Chargers had a 3 and outs in their next opportunity, but Nick Whitler tried a fake punt. He actually completed a pass, but an ineligible man downfield negated a would-be first down pickup. So Langford took over after a subsequent second punt attempt by Whitler. But after a 4-and-out by the Lions, Sully Buttes had the last possession, and starting on their own, the Langford area, 39-yard line, Caleb Shequin and company do go 9 plays, in fact, from the 39, pick up a couple of first downs along the way. The last play of the game ended at the Lion 12-yard line, and again, when that clock runs continuously, it doesn't stop for first downs or for plays out of bounds or incomplete passes and things like that. So second half went quickly as the Chargers led by 44. They win it by 36. 44-8 the final in this one. Sully Buttes 7-0 on the season. Langford's regular season comes to an end at 4-4. As we've mentioned, plenty more still to come. Let's take a look at the stats in this post game. All told, Sully Buttes will outgain Langford area 360 to 202, and that doesn't seem like a very big margin of victory for a game that was dominated, obviously, by Sully Buttes. I mean, give Langford area credit. They did pick up first downs. They moved the chains. They had several instances where they were able to pick up nice yardage, but Sully Buttes bent and did not break pretty much all night long, with the exception of that one last touchdown by Langford area. Sully Buttes, 185 on the ground, led by Nick Whitler with 6 carries for 81 yards. He had touchdown runs of 7, 49, and 22 yards on the night. Next in line is Morris Hofer, who carried 4 times for 44 yards, all in that first half of play. Mackenzie Weinheimer gets 4 carries and 34 yards with a 20-yard touchdown run. And then the second stringers, including Jordan Schall, who runs 6 times for 7 yards, Garrett Peterson 3 carries for 3 yards, and then each a 3-yard run for Caleb Shequin, and the final run of the game for Blaine Hill off the bench, and that gives the Chargers 185 on the ground. Through the air, it was Whitler throwing 6 of 7 for 166 yards, 2 touchdown completions of 27 yards to Mackenzie Weinheimer, 63 yards to Grant Johnson. In the second half, Caleb Shequin completed 1 of 4 passes for a 9-yard first down pickup. So 175 yards of total passing offense for the Chargers, and again with 185 on the ground, that's 360 altogether. Through the air, Morris Hofer, 3 grabs for 47 yards, including a touchdown. Grant Johnson, 2 catches, 78 yards, had the 63-yarder to pad the stats. Cameron Ogle had a nice 41-yard catch and run on a screen pass to set up a touchdown as well, his only catch of the game. The Chargers guilty of 3 penalties for losses of 25 yards. They pick up 8 first downs in this game and just 1 fumble loss, that on the muff of the punt. For the Lions, they pick up 132 on the ground all told unofficially, 66 yards for Logan Block on 12 carries. They get 44 from the fullback Hayden Rines, 15 from Colin Fry, and 7 carries. Xander Widener, 2 carries for 5 yards, 132 total. Through the air, Fry, 11 out of 19, but just for 77 yards. He did have the 23-yard touchdown pass completed to Connor Smith. Was sacked once for a loss of 7 yards, so 70 yards of total passing offense with 132 on the ground is 202 total. Fry and company penalized 3 times for losses of 15 yards all told. Through the air in the completions, they get 26 yards on 5 catches for Xander Widener, 10-yard grabs for Logan Block and for Hayden Rines. Connor Smith catches 3 passes for a total of 30 yards, including the 23-yard touchdown. 11 first downs for Langford area. Of course, Sully Buttes had a lot of big plays, but Langford picks up more first downs in this game as a result, and they also fumble 1 turnover away. 44-8, the final in this one. Got a player of the game to award. It's not a tough decision for us, but we'll tell you about it after you hear from our perennial player of the game sponsor. Let's hear from Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre, and we're back with more in the postgame.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials at affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road.